Lately on the show, it seems like we've been talking about feed costs a lot. For most livestock operators, a big chunk of their production costs will go toward feeding their animals. Hugo Ramirez works in the animal science department at Iowa State University. He says there are some keys to producing high-quality corn silage. Just remember the 5 C's. The first is content, and Hugo recommends an optimum dry matter range of 32 to 35%.
What we want in there is to have a combination of nutrients and biomass. And with that 32 to 35% dry matter, we are able to obtain a good combination of digestibility of fiber, starch content in the plant for the animal, and also the sugar content of the plant is going to be high. So it is important to keep those sugars in the plant. So if we go way outside of that range, let's say when it's getting too dry, then we have less sugars. We're going to have more starch, but less sugar. So it's going to be much harder to ferment.
For the next C, chopping. 3/4 of an inch is a good number for the silage.
The reason for that is that it's going to be a particle size that packs well, but it also provides physically effective fiber for the animal. So that means that it's going to help or maintain rumen health, and the animal can maintain regular digestive processes.
And because loose silage is lost silage, proper compaction and covering shouldn't be ignored.
We want to obtain at the very least 15 pounds of dry matter per cubic foot, and that will be a good indicator that we have done a good job packing. So that means that we're excluding or pretty much squeezing out as much air as we can to allow fermentation that is anaerobic or oxygen free. If we don't have that, then oxygen will come back in and will start to spoil. And what happens is that when there's oxygen present, the forage might have some natural yeast on it. And as it ferments, the yeast will be consuming some of the lactic acid that we want there to preserve the forage, but the yeast will be consuming that. And as they are consuming this, they are consuming nutrients that we wanted to save for the cow otherwise. After we pack the silage, we use oxygen barriers, and it's a very thin film that it has, I like to call it more of a physical protection. It's almost like a chemical / physical protection, because those are engineered films that contain some polymer that pretty much repel oxygen. And then we put the black and white plastic on top to protect from the elements.
The final C is care. So content, chop, compaction, covering, and care. We've got a link with more information on the Market Journal website.